it's Jennifer. Welcome to day 3 of Dream Again. And today we're going to be talking about a day of peace, a day of rest. And when I say rest, it's calmness, it's a peace, it's resting that letting go of anything that is restless, okay? It's, oh my gosh, can I allow myself to dream again? Can I let in love? Can I allow myself to expand? Can I allow myself to really let go of the things that I thought I needed and the things that I thought were going to validate me? And could I just open up and surrender to this flow and just let love in? And so this is going to be kind of a practice of cultivating self-compassion today. Okay, this is like radical self-compassion. And, the deepest feelings of human suffering are those of being unlovable. Shame, fear, hopelessness, and isolation. So we become lost in suffering. A key question that we can ask ourselves is, can I let in love? And, I've gotten to this place several times in my journey, and it's always, there's this little silent voice that says, did you love me? And it's like, that's what we want to know. There's the why, when we're the attachment of not being able to let something go. Usually it's that, did you love me? And we want to know that because was I lovable? So we're looking for this kind of validation outside just to make sure that we were loved and that we meant something, right? That we did our best. So again, this is really about getting that validation from ourselves and realizing that we already are love. So, once, usually what'll happen is you'll practice letting in love, right? From a bigger source, a higher power. And sometimes that allows anger in. When you allow love in, you can get angry at all the ways that it wasn't let in before. Okay, so we can get upset at people, or, they blocked me, or they did this, or why didn't they love me, or, and so this is normal. Okay, it's a very normal process. And, we realized that we weren't really present with our family. Maybe you're the lone wolf. Maybe you've always been very different and you always felt kind of like the outcast, like you weren't lovable just because you didn't really fit in. But, you can arouse this type of mindfulness and self-compassion, but sometimes there's this angry, shameful voice, right? It's, no, I'm not okay, maybe you heard that you're selfish and you're unloving and you don't want to be this way. It's like, am I this way? And sometimes we can struggle with ourselves because we're trying to be something that we're not, right? We're trying to conform to something we feel like we weren't able to do, okay, or be. But, it's almost letting and allowing that process to come in. This definitely is part of the inner child wounding. And once that anger, turns into helplessness, sometimes you allow yourself to cry, right? There's a deep part that we feel, and maybe we reach to a part that really did feel unlovable. We can say, yeah, I feel fine and I feel great. But then once we start digging deep into this and we allow it to really tell us the truth of what is it? Why am I feeling like this? We may come to a sense of feeling, wow, there really is a deep part of me that doesn't feel loved, and I am looking for that outside of me. I didn't realize that. So, we can ask ourselves, what is this sad, vulnerable part of us? What does it need? What is it wanting? And, suddenly, again, I've always heard, did you love me? But what if it was the please love me instead of the seeking part of, did you outside love me? You could say, well, did I love me? Of course, that's where I get to connect with myself. And I can say, I did love me. And because it's saying to me, please love me. As we are, as we're trying to go out and get it from somewhere else, it just wants to be loved within us. It just wants to be sat with. It just wants to be acknowledged and honored, right? So, over and over you may hear this, please love me. We may not understand that that's what we're doing when we're out there trying to get something. It's just a voice that just, and when we can meet that with, I already do love you, sometimes that's all we need to hear. So in this moment, you can become very aware of an intimate presence, a field of sentience and light surrounding you that is entirely tender and compassionate, okay? You can bow your head slightly and you can sense a kiss on your brow. It's a blessing of pure acceptance and care. Something in you opens and it's almost like you're feeling bathed in a loving light, a loving presence. And it's you. It's your own light. You're meeting yourself. The more light that we let in, the more any sense of separation falls away. Whatever arises outside, sounds, a memory of a friend, a loved one who died, a wave of misery or sorrow, it was just held and it can be held in this luminous, open heart space. You may recall these words that may come up, and I remember something that came up was, love is always loving you. And you can rest in this truth. You are always being loved by love, and you're always loving by being love. Love is the giving and receiving. So ever since, it's like ever since I came into this personally, any time that I reached a difficult spot, you can call on this intimate presence and ask for this love. It's a love within you, okay? Love is always loving you. Remember this. To realize this, allow yourself to long for this love. Ask for it and let it surround you from the inside out. For me, the more I practice this, the more accessible these feelings of love and being loved by others becomes. So, other, old patterns, which is selfishness, self-judgments, and fears, they will arise, okay? But increasingly they're held, so as you go throughout the day and you're seeking this and you come in contact with yourself and, you can meet this part of you and just, yes, you are loved. And yes, I am loved. And so you can just meet it because it's obviously seeking something, right? So, there is a practice that you can do. It's, again, self-compassion. Compassion is a word that is spoken a lot, but not a lot of people practice it, okay? And really, compassion is the most beautiful thing that we can have. It is the source of what the vagus nerve, it really can heal our traumas. When we have compassion for ourselves, we can have compassion for others. We can understand and release judgments of other people because we understand that we've been there too. That the judgments that we're making upon others, we're actually making on ourselves. And that, they're seeking love just as much as we are. So when we can be that, right? When we can be in that state of love and compassion, we're more available to help others feel safe, to be in that space with us. So there's a practice, you can sit comfortably, take a few moments to breathe, relax any obvious tension in your body. Find the tension and where that is in your body. Relax into it. Be with it. Be with the tension. Honor it. You can call to mind a situation where you were filled with possibly self-judgment and feelings of deficiency. You can visualize what was going on in that moment. Notice what most, turns you against yourself. What are you repelling? Okay, where is the resistance? Where do your self-judgments and insecurities lie? Where are they? Within yourself. And you can do this within you and feel safe enough to do it within your own presence because nobody's around. So this is a very sacred space for you. This is a very intimate moment with yourself. You can allow yourself to identify and connect with the raw, vulnerable pieces in your body that feel you're unlovable or unworthy. You can notice how much you long to be truly seen, loved, and held. Then either silently or in a whisper, express your yearning. You might say, please love me, please hold me, or please take care of me, and repeat it softly a number of times, because this is you saying this to yourself. You're allowing yourself to be this for you. Imagine that your vulnerability and your longing are seen and felt by a larger, loving presence. A sense that this presence is close, infinitely tender and caring. Like an absorbent sponge, allow that care to surround and soak into you. Sense it as a flow of golden nectar, penetrating, soothing, and healing the most wounded places inside of you. As you let in this loving energy, sense the possibility of dissolving into it and becoming one with the field of loving awareness. Again, this is about letting in love, letting yourself be one with your own presence and cultivating this radical self-compassion, which, again, this will create a loving relationship with yourself and will allow you to be one with life and trust in life again. Trust that you will be there with yourself. Trust that you can believe in your dreams and that you can dream again and life lives on. Or is it just beginning? Hello, it's Jennifer. Welcome to day 3